It's no secret that Florida has been the #1 state to move to for the past 2 years running. All you need to do is a Google search for the top state or state where the most people are moving to, and you can clearly see the results. Now, there are some good things about that, and there are some not good things, I guess you would call it. So today, we are going to break down some of the side effects of Florida being the #1 state to move to in America. Hey guys, it's Robert, and if you're looking for a channel that's going to tell you everything you need to know about moving to and living right here in sunny South Florida, then this is definitely the channel for you. So make sure you subscribe to it, tap the notifications, and give it a thumbs up if you like the content. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, I'm a licensed real estate agent, and if you have any questions or need any help moving to or selling a home here in South Florida, I would love to be your real estate resource, so reach out anytime. And without further ado, let's dive into today's video. All right, so a lot of people are moving across the country. The South has been an area where most people are moving to. All of the South, really, but Florida is #1 right now. We overtook Texas as the destination for most people moving to. So while the South has seen a lot of inbound migration, areas like the tri-state area, New York, anywhere in the Northeast, and also California have been the states with the most people leaving. And this is according to all of the moving sources like Pods and U-Haul. All the moving companies and all the data shows this. Now, it's a good idea to start out with the 2 top states that are losing the most residents and why. So in this article by Forbes, we can see the top 2 states. Now, #1 is California. 2021 saw a net loss of over 101,000 California households, despite, a great climate, great tech industry. The reasons listed are rising housing costs, rising taxes, and politics seems to be driving many people to look for opportunities elsewhere. Now, they also cite the increasing cost of living, and many of the families from California are going to Texas. Now, the second one is New York. So the article says moving out of New York has become trendy. The skyrocketing cost of living, ever-increasing local, state, and federal taxes are the main driving factors. The article also states that many tech and banking industry workers that usually have to spend most time working from the office have found that working remotely since COVID really benefits and serves their needs better. So New York has saw a net loss of over 75,000 families last year. Now, this same Forbes article shows the states where people are moving to, the top 10, and all of them are in the South. Texas and Florida are 1 and 2. Now, according to the United States Postal Service, Texas gained over 12,700 residents in 2021. Part of the influx has to do with political ideology, low taxes, a robust economy, a low cost of living, and excellent weather. Now, as far as Florida, the reason they're giving are taxes, affordable or more affordable housing, sunshine, and relaxed COVID restrictions were the leading causes of Florida's influx of residents. Sandy beaches and tropical weather are a magnet for those searching for the affordable, endless summer. Florida has always been a favorite of retirees, but now it's attracting a much younger crowd with plenty of jobs for them as they're moving in. Now, another reason, and this is something that a recent client that just reached out, is the new millionaire's tax. So this has been passed so far in Massachusetts. As of 2023, anyone that has over $1 million, they're going to be taxed an additional 4% on any income over that amount. So I know the person that reached out to me is not having that, and they're going to move to Florida because of that, and also because of the friendlier tax climate we have here in Florida. Now, Florida has always been very tax friendly. So again, no personal state income tax, which means Social Security income, pension income, and income from an IRA or 401k all goes untaxed. Now, in addition to that, Florida has no estate or inheritance tax. So this can mean thousands upon thousands of dollars every single year goes untaxed. So again, today we're talking about the side effects of Florida being the #1 state where people want to move to. And the first one would have to be just the overall numbers, the sheer numbers of people coming in and the population growth. So the numbers are pretty staggering or projected for the next 10 years. Now, this article here by the Florida Realtors kind of breaks it down. So their 10-year growth, they're projecting to be 2.5 million people. So as of April of this year, there's estimated to be 22.6 million Floridians, and it predicts by April of 2032, in 10 years, there'll be 25.1 million people, a million residents. So that's basically an 11% increase. That's pretty staggering. Now, in addition to the reasons, or the most recent reasons since, COVID, why a lot of people are moving to Florida, you have your typical reasons. So the weather, the lifestyle, year-round activities, travel. So Florida, just where it's situated, is a great place to travel from. So not only are there very convenient airports where you can travel internationally, we have two seaports, one in Miami, one in Fort Lauderdale, very, very popular. A lot of people travel to Florida that want to go on a cruise. So it's a very big draw for people that want to travel or like to travel. Living in an area like Florida makes it very, very easy to do that. And also, more recently, the business climate and the economy has been exploding in the state of Florida. So a lot of industry moving here, a lot of businesses, along with the residents moving from these other states, a lot of the businesses are moving here as well and bringing their jobs and employees. So many, many reasons why people are coming here. So we know all the reasons why people are moving here, and the numbers show that that is the case, and people are coming in staggering numbers. But what are the side effects of all this inbound migration and being the #1 place to move in America? And the first one would have to be the issues with real estate. So housing prices are going up, and it does not look like that's going to stop anytime soon. So Florida is the #1 state, or prices are rising more in Florida than any other place throughout the country, but they're rising everywhere. Now, here's another article from the Florida Realtors, which shows you that Florida has the highest 2-year home price rise on the East Coast. So over 2 years, Florida home prices rose 35.16%. This is the highest increase on the East Coast. Georgia was second, and the Carolinas were third, being just short of 30%. Now, again, not to just single Florida out, which a lot of people do, prices are rising all throughout the country. They're just rising more here in Florida. Now, the same article shows you all the areas, and these are going all across the country where prices are rising. So we mentioned North Carolina. Fourth is South Carolina with a 29.31% increase in prices since 2021. Maine is number 5. Prices have risen about 25%. New Hampshire 6, Delaware 7, New Jersey is 8. Connecticut, Rhode Island, even New York, Pennsylvania. So even areas where people are moving out of, prices are rising. They're rising everywhere, guys. It's not only here in Florida, and not only property prices, but everything is more expensive. We talked about this many times on this channel about rising prices. Everybody understands that with the inflation. So everything is more expensive, but Florida is #1 as far as property prices rising. Now, along with home prices rising, everything that has to do with homes and housing is going up as well. Property taxes go up as real estate prices go up. Home insurance is just an absolute nightmare. That's a totally different story. But as values go up, they go up as well. And they're going up for a lot of other reasons. I'm not going to get into it on this video. I've done videos specifically about the homeowners insurance problem we have here in South Florida. So a lot of times when people or buyers put offers on homes, once they get their insurance quote, they're kind of shocked. But hopefully that's going to be getting resolved, or something's going to be done sometime soon as far as property insurance. Now, also association fees, specifically condo association. Everyone has their fees going up. I don't know anybody that has a condo whose fees have not gone up in the last couple of years or got assessed. A lot of this has to do with the building collapse in Miami. Now, I did an entire video specifically about condo fees and what is going on. I'll have that link down in the description if you want to check that out. It goes into detail about what the reason is and what is being done if you're interested in finding out more about that. And aside from all of these factors when it comes to real estate, just being able to successfully purchase a house is becoming extremely difficult. So we have an inventory crisis here in Florida, in South Florida. Not only here, guys, this is going on across the country, which is why homes or prices are rising everywhere. But specifically here in South Florida, when a home comes on the market, there are just too many buyers. You know, take away all the factors that I mentioned before, there are still too many buyers out there for the available homes that are for sale, and you're always going to wind up in a bidding war. It's just the climate right now here in South Florida. Now, you can go on YouTube and you can listen to people that'll tell you that prices are stabilizing or they might be going down and buyers are in the driving seat and then you can negotiate. But I am not seeing that at all here in my local market. I'm talking in the last couple of weeks just working with buyers. Now, this is another article from the Florida Realtors, and this came out July 6th. And you can see the headline, Sales Prices Top List Prices for the First Time in a Year. Now, you got to remember, it takes usually a month or so for these numbers to come in. So you can see for the first time since last August, the average sales to list price ratio surpassed 100%, says Redfin, as low inventory and steady demand buoy home prices. Now, if you look here, it says sales prices increased most. It has Milwaukee, Providence, Rhode Island, Newark, New Jersey, Miami, West Palm Beach, so pretty much the Miami metro area. So again, you could read article after article. My goodness. That's thunder, guys. There's weather in July here in South Florida. The sun will be out soon, so that's just the way it goes. Now, you can get your data from wherever you like and believe whatever you like, but I'll give you some real-world, boots-on-the-ground examples from several buyers that I'm working with right now in the last couple of weeks in the South Florida market. So very difficult to secure a house. I don't care how qualified you are. You know, if you're cash, you're going to be much more in the driver's seat, because I have clients that have lost out with great offers to cash buyers, and we're talking in the $1 million price range. The last scenario I had, we offered well over asking price, you know, thought we had a great chance to get the house, and we get that notification that the seller went with a better offer, and you're not really understanding what the offer is. Holy cow, that's more thunder. But anyway, we found out that we were outbid by $100,000. And again, this is on a $1 million house, so take my word for it. If you're going to be buying down here in South Florida, you have to be absolutely decisive. And if you're not willing to do what other buyers are willing to do to get a house, you might want to sit it out and not buy, because you're not going to be successful. You're going to have to be very, very aggressive and do what other buyers are doing. And we can go over what those strategies are. But basically, if it does not include offering over asking price by a hefty amount, you don't really have a chance. So that's just, you know, the nuts and bolts. That's the honest truth. Another side effect of Florida being the #1 place in America to move is just the lack of housing in general. So all you got to do is drive around and you're going to see building sites, construction sites everywhere. They're building any place they can, condos, townhomes, but most of these, from what I'm seeing, are rental complexes, guys. So a lot of people just either cannot afford to buy or they don't want to buy, and there needs to be a place to put them. So I can show you probably 8 or 9 that are 1.5 miles from my house. And what's strange to me, a lot of these are luxury rentals. So rental prices are through the roof as it is, but all of these are luxury rentals. So they're going to, you know, even carry on more of a premium in price than just your regular rental rate. Now, I sometimes think to myself, where is this money coming from? I mean, who are the people that are going to rent these places? Because a lot of people that live here, one of the side effects, they're complaining about all the people moving in and how they cannot compete with them as far as the cost of living, because a lot of people that live here or have grown up here in Florida, their salaries just do not match and they cannot afford the prices for regular rentals or houses here. So a lot of people coming here are coming here with money. And now with all this population growth, it's much more crowded here anywhere that you look. So it takes you longer to drive anywhere to get from point A to point B. It doesn't matter if it's rush hour or even any time of the day, you always seem to be sitting in traffic. And another thing, guys, is things are just looking different. So the landscape, just the way things look, is totally different than about a decade ago. Like I said, buildings popping up in areas where you have never seen them before. Again, it looks like every place where there's a spot that they could build or knock something down and expand it, they are doing that. that. So again, the landscape is totally different. And this is kind of something that a lot of the locals are complaining about. Well, they're complaining about a lot of stuff, but a lot of it has to do with building everywhere and it not being the same place and just the overcrowding. So those are the side effects of being the #1 place to move in all of America. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something from this video. If you have any questions about South Florida, looking to buy a property, looking to sell a property anywhere in the area, I am a licensed realtor, so don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. And I'll see you all on the next video. I appreciate you watching this far. I'll see you soon. Thanks.